Hello, 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 and welcome to Futon Talks. This is going to be a special episode, an important episode. Usually we're going to be talking about a specific game or something, but today we're going to be talking about all the games. This is our highly anticipated Video Game Awards episode. Exactly, thank you to our studio audience. We are very excited to go through our top 10 games of the year, give out a couple awards. Some of them are positive awards, some of them are a little negative, a little slap on the wrist.
A little stinky.
That's right. Tell them you got a little stink in your pants, some of you developers out there. And we're going to tell them. But we're excited to get into all of that. But before we start giving out awards or anything, I'm going to introduce my amazing co-host, Christopher Midling.
Why, hello there.
There you go, you're introduced. I'm going to introduce myself too, Josh Castro.
Hey.
Hey. And we're going to tell a little bit about our statistics, per se, for this year. Talk about what we played, how much we played, and what platinums we got. Because Chris is a platinum guy. I'm more of a, how would you describe me?
Casual.
A baby. I'm a little baby. I play the games because they're fun. He plays the games because
you're a filthy
he's
little
addicted.
casual.
That is what my mother calls me. I am a filthy little casual, and he is
Well, she stomps on you on
addict.
Pokemon Go.
Yes, my mom, admittedly, is not a casual gamer when it comes to Pokemon Go. That's a story for another time. But Chris, tell me, what were your platinums this year?
This year, I earned a total of 28 platinums.
You're ridiculous. I know people that haven't worked 28 days.
And this brought my total count of platinums to 96.
Oh my gosh. I've never even played 96 games. Like, honestly.
You will.
Oh, no.
But I'll give them to you in order.
Chronological order that you completed them.
That I earned them, yes.
Okay.
And this is going to start, I believe, in January, as it should.
No breaks for you. Right on in.
That's right. I first went on PS Now, and I got Destroy All Humans for the PlayStation 2. And I earned that platinum. A little trip down memory lane. I used to play this game on the PlayStation 2. So that was fun. Looks terrible still, but it was a lot of fun. Then, regrettably, I got Jedi Fallen Order in February.
You're welcome, buddy. It was a Christmas gift. A bad Christmas gift.
So I got that platinum, and that was a difficult platinum. Let's just say that.
Maybe a contender for an award later, perhaps.
Maybe.
Who knows?
And then I got the platinum twice for Twin Breaker, which is a little indie title.
Ooh. Well,
you know?
Break twins?
Yes.
Ooh, just
you
like
break them in half. And then I think a week after it came out, I got Modern Warfare 2 Remastered's platinum.
Oof, I love that game.
It was fun. It really it's not as good as the first one.
Not nearly, but it's
still
good.
It has its purpose.
What's a movie that's like that? Like a 1-2 punch of movies? Because I feel like that happens a lot, where the first one's good, and the second one's like, you're not bad.
The Matrix.
Really? Is The Matrix 2 that good?
I thought this was in reverse order, where the first one's better than the second one.
Oh, it's better, but like it's so much better. I don't know. Maybe Pirates of the Caribbean.
Indiana. No,
Don't you say
Temple
that.
of Doom is
I love Temple
way
of Doom.
better.
You know it's a prequel?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Mm-hmm.
What was going on in George's head?
I don't know.
Anyways, excuse us. We can
Sorry.
continue with the platinums.
Then right after that was Doom Eternal.
Ooh.
Which was a very fun platinum.
Rip and tear, baby.
Till it is done. And then a week after that, Resident Evil 3. I got that platinum.
Wow.
That was...
Was that a hard work one, or was that not that bad? I mean, how many playthroughs does it take?
It probably took 3 or 4. I don't remember.
That's not horrible.
It's the game is so short, and they give you so many options to cheat.
Oh yeah.
and it doesn't affect the trophies.
I personally like that, but
I do too, to a certain extent. This was really easy.
Too easy.
But, and like, so, with most Resident Evils, after you beat the campaign, you want to do a time, like a speed run.
Yeah.
And for Resident Evil 2 Remake, I felt like I had to master that game and master the entire layout and know exactly where everything was.
You had to optimize it.
Yeah, this one I didn't feel that way because I had infinite ammo. You know, I had the best guns, infinite sprint, and basically infinite health.
Did you have the Chicago typewriter?
Nope, not in this game because it's not a good game.
Hear that, Capcom?
Then right after that,
you got a little stinky in your pants, I think.
A little one. Maneater.
Ooh.
Which was a very fun game that you should play.
I know. You keep telling me.
It's really good.
I know I need to jump into Maneater.
If you ever played Jaws Unleashed on the PlayStation 2.
That classic game.
You'll feel right at home.
I think I have a weird aversion to sharks.
Why?
I was terrified as a
child. I love sharks.
Yeah, you would love sharks, you freak. Mr. Well, it is the thing, because Jaws is one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
For me, as an adult, I like Jaws, not Shaws. Shawshank Redemption. No, I like Jaws, but here's the thing. When I was a kid, I was like 5, and I watched it, and it just terrified me, because I already had a weird thing about the beach, because I was accidentally left there several times as a child.
Yeah.
So the beach and we don't mix. And then there were sharks, apparently, in the water that would murder you. Ever since, I've never been the same. I remember I couldn't sleep that night, and my mom would just tell me, like,
you should watch
it's a machine.
Shark Tales, and it'll make you feel a lot better.
Oh, I'm sure that would make me feel way better.
And then right after that, I went back to PS Now, because, you know, I play games and platinum them so fast that I have to go back to my backlog.
You're so incredible, Chris.
I went to Dishonored on PS Now.
Ooh.
And I got that platinum. Because I was only missing a few trophies from PS3.
But you didn't feel happy about that. I remember talking to you about this, and you were...
It didn't age well. Let's just say that.
It's so interesting that you feel that way.
Because I was enamored with that game when it came out.
I remember you loved that game.
And it just clicked back then. I don't know. Now it just feels clunky. And it just feels really dated. And that might become just my feeling towards Arcane Studios. Because
that's interesting.
I don't like Dishonored 2. Which I really want to because I love the art style. And I love the art direction. And the same goes for Prey. I hate Prey. And one day we'll go back to it.
I think that's going to be one of our episodes in the second season or whatever that we do of this.
Our second visit.
Yeah, our second
to the Futon.
Ooh, the visit. That's a movie we need to do. I like that movie, but I don't think that you do.
Not anymore.
What happened to you?
You'll see.
You watched Jaws too many times.
But yeah, Prey just didn't mesh with me, and I really hope Deathloop is good, and I really hope it clicks with me because that game looks amazing.
For your sake, I hope so. I feel like you love all the ideas that Arcane has, and then in the execution, it just doesn't, kind of falls flat for you.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna try to speed through these because I'm not even halfway through.
Try to go as fast through them as you went through them when you got the platinum.
The Last of Us Part 2 was the next game. This was a fun platinum. A little bit of a doozy with the actual list. Difficulty doesn't affect the trophies in this, and it really bugs me because I wish it did. I wanted to be forced to play on crushing, or I think it's called grounded in The Last of Us.
Yeah, it is.
Then after that, I played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Remastered.
Nice.
And that was fun.
Not
more.
Crushing.
Nothing more. Then I went to Far Cry 3 Classic Edition, which is it's the edition you got if you pre-ordered Far Cry 5, I think. But they did a separate.
So you could buy it separately.
You can buy it separately for $20. So I did. Got the platinum. Never did on PS3. I got really close, but they had co-op missions back then. Took those out for this PS4 version. It made me really happy.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. After that, Ghost of Tsushima. which had a very fun and I want to say meaningful trophy list.
Ooh.
It was important. And then right after that, Destroy All Humans remake.
Wow. I remember when you got this platinum, when you were working on it.
Yeah. This one was a little bit of a grind.
I could see that.
And after playing the PS2 version...
Because you played the PS2 version like in preparation for the
like 5 months earlier. I was a little burnt out still.
You burned out on destroying all the humans.
Mm-hmm. And now...
Is that it?
No.
Okay, no. I was like, that can't be it.
I got the platinum in... I have three PlayStation 3 platinums that I got on a PlayStation 3. Not on PS Now.
Look at you. You're a real fan.
I am. I got Call of Duty Black Ops, South Park The Stick of Truth, which is the second time I've platinumed this game, and then Call of Duty World at War, which I talked about in the last episode.
I almost forgot about that. Yeah.
Where I just had to get the co-op.
Which is amazing that it was even possible.
It was really hard. I had to find people on servers and like websites and talk to them and get them to play with me.
No, I remember when you were doing that because I think I was trying to matchmake with you for Warzone and you were like, I can't, I'm playing World at War. Mm-hmm. Or you were like matchmaking on your PS3 while you were playing with me on the PS4.
Yeah. That was frustrating. But I got it, so I don't care anymore.
It's over.
It's over, Anakin. And then I got the Twin Breaker trophy platinum again.
What, on a different system or what happened?
I got the physical copy of it, which is a
separate platinum.
It's an Asian copy, or it's like an Eastern copy of it from Hong Kong. So that means a separate trophy list.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can do that with a lot of games where you can buy them from different...
Double platinum it?
Yeah, double, triple, quadruple, yeah. Then after that, I went to a PS Plus game that I missed, and it was Vampire. Or Vampire, however you want to pronounce that. And this game was a big surprise.
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. I skipped a lot of it, though.
That probably helps if you don't like it.
I don't know how to put it. I think I was just... I was trying to get through it to play the next game. But it had a really good dialogue system.
Oh, really?
It had really good RPG mechanics. And that might be a game that we should go back for you.
Oh, yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
We could do that.
So I powered through that to get to Mafia Definitive Edition. Because I've never played another Mafia game besides 3. And I was really sour on 3.
I would say universally, pretty much no one likes 3.
I loved 3 at the time, but I have grown very sour. And I've tried going back to it, and I can't.
Interesting.
Even though everything about it is cool. It has no right to be as bad as it is, but it is.
It's like the sum is less than the parts. Or like, how do you say that? What's the saying?
I don't remember.
The sum is lesser than its parts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Then Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. I went back to that.
Oh, yeah.
Got the platinum. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition.
Oh, yeah.
Which was just a HD remake.
I tried that with you, and I wanted to die.
Mm-hmm. And then I went to PS Now again and got Sly 1's platinum. And I don't like Sly Cooper.
I don't understand that. I love Sly.
Out of all the famous mascots,
one of my favorite
I think he's
PS
my least
mascots.
favorite. No.
Yes. Sly Cooper's the Tom Hanks of PlayStation mascots.
That makes sense. And then after that, I got the Evil Within 2's platinum,
mm-hmm.
which was fun. A long time coming, but then they they let you just basically turn on invincibility.
Is that why you got it?
That's why I got it.
Because it wasn't like that before, correct? That was a change.
I worked so hard to play through this game on the hardest difficulty because... So I got the platinum in the first Evil Within, like straight. Like I didn't do anything to glitch it out. Nothing. That was really hard. And this game was 3 times as hard.
Wow, really?
Because you can only save 7 times, and there's so many bosses and enemies that will kill you in one hit and send you all the way back. And I got through halfway through the game so many times just to be sent back to the beginning because I would try to save all my
You gotta
saves
use your saves
till the
man.
end. But then one morning I looked and it worked. I beat the game in like 3 hours.
They just took it out. Who cares?
Yeah. It was fun though.
Very fun. It sounds so fun.
And that was the last platinum I got on PS4. Because right after that, we got the PS5. And I got Astro's...
that was the music for the PS5 being born.
Oh,
Sorry.
Thank you. I got the platinum for Astro, Miles Morales.
Oh, that's my last platinum.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was just sitting here. I was going to have to make
You're like,
you
what
tell
was
me
it?
what my other platinum is.
Spiderman Remastered, Demon Souls, and Bugsnax is the last platinum that I got.
Ending the
making a
year
nice
with a bang.
Even 28.
One might say, instead of the year ending the year with a bang, the year ending the year with a
Bunger.
bunger.
Sorry, it took so much of our time. Hopefully
I
I'll
forgive
get
you.
this to an even 30 games next year.
Wow. Yeah, you better step up your game. I'm
should.
sensing a little stink coming from you. You didn't even get us a nice round 30.
Yeah. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Oh,
All right,
nobody's perfect.
Let me tell you my platinum. My platinums. I think I'll take maybe a tenth of the time to say mine. I only have 6 to his 28. So, my platinums were Horizon Zero Dawn, my first platinum ever. So I'm very proud of that.
That's a good first platinum.
It is a good first.
You want to hear
platinum.
mine?
Sure.
Dead Space.
It's all about you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's a good platinum as well, though. That's a harder one, right? That's what I've always heard.
Depends.
Depends on if you're
Yeah,
casual or
I mean,
not.
it's like one takes a lot longer. One is more difficult.
Like different playthroughs, you mean?
No, I mean,
Oh, you
like
mean one is more
Horizon
difficult
just
than-
takes longer because it's an open world game.
Yeah, and I would say that's the only thing I didn't enjoy about
It's
it.
like, would you rather have a kind of difficult 50 hours or a pretty dang hard 15 hours or 20 hours? You know.
I'll answer that question, even though it's rhetorical. I'd rather have a really hard 15 hours, and that reflects in my platinums. So, I really don't like doing hard things, ever. It's just not what I enjoy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a game really has to grab me for me to finish it at all, let alone get a platinum. And so I've dabbled with platinums, but most of my platinums are just from Call of Duty. I just like getting the platinums in Call of Duty.
They're fun.
They're just fun. You know, you do the campaign, you do a couple side things, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're done.
Funny enough, when you look at like the rarity rates,
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty is so high in the rarity because they have so many players and they're just playing for the multiplayer, so they're not even touching the campaign
Exactly.
or touching the zombies or whatever.
Yeah, they
You know?
only do one thing, so
So I think it's pretty cool. Like, I try to get the platinums for Call of Duty too, and they're fun.
I'm in an elite group, okay?
Yes, you are a tier 1.
I am tier 1, baby. And that's my second platinum is Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019,
Mm-hmm.
which I love. I think it's a great game. I think its campaign is way underrated. We'll talk about that more.
Ooh.
The third is COD Modern Warfare Remastered, so Call of Duty 4 Remastered. Then is Spiderman, which is a good platinum.
I forgot you platinumed that.
I did. It was fun. It was a good platinum. Another short one. I think it was only 20 hours to platinum. Then COD of War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered 2 or 2 Remastered,
Yes.
and that was a good one. It also made me want to kill myself.
Yeah.
The favela man. We'll talk about that again too.
Jeez.
And then Astro's Playroom was my last platinum,
Mm-hmm.
which is fantastic. I mean, I loved Astro's Playroom. So we'll talk about that again. We have a couple trophies that have to do with platinum, so all of these are going to feature again in some way.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Except for the crappy ones. Destroy All Humans 2.
Destroy All Humans 2?
Is that even a game?
Yeah.
Okay, I did good.
But why'd you bring that up?
I just didn't like it. Don't like the way it looks. I haven't platinumed it, and I'm not going to. I refuse. Doesn't matter what you say to me, Chris.
What's happening?
I know your agenda. Who remastered it, by the way? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know who the original developer was?
Pandemic, I think.
Yeah, they would. All right, moving on. So we're gonna go into some PS4 memories. You know, kind of set the mood for the Game Awards.
Oh yeah.
Have that nostalgic blanket of warmth kind of coming over us.
25-pound blanket.
That's exactly what I want. But I would like to start off, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your permission, Christopher. All right, so I want to start because my first and most important memories of the PS4 involve the day that we acquired one together.
Oh no.
Oh yes. So it was a while after the launch of the PS4, which was 2013. Correct? November of 2013?
I think it was November 15th.
Look at that.
2013.
There you go.
The same day that Killzone came out.
It's like it was a launch title or something. But we couldn't get it at the time, but it was okay because Chris had a PS3, an Xbox 360, and so, you know, and I act like I had it too. I just lived here essentially. So, whatever Chris had, I had. But we didn't feel the need to get a PS4 for a while. But eventually, comes around, I don't know, 2015, there were a bunch of... November 14th. 2015. Wow, it's like the anniversary of it coming out.
You're right. Wow.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
And now, why? Like, what? Do you remember what impelled us that we needed to make the change and get the PS4 finally?
Yes. It was the fact that Black Ops 3 was coming out and Fallout 4. We were so excited for Fallout 4.
I've never been more hyped for a game than I was for Fallout 4.
It was like just our dreams were coming true because we were such big fans of Fallout 3 in New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And they look like garbage. And we're like, next gen is going to look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, because after New Vegas, you got Skyrim, and Skyrim looks a lot better than those games.
Way better. It was a huge jump.
We're like, this is going to look better than Skyrim? That's crazy. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially after the high standard that PS3 set with games like The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Where, like, we knew where the graphics were going.
Some truly beautiful games. Run the PS3.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it can only go better from here. We can only go higher.
Exactly. So please go on.
No, I think that you're perfectly right. It was Black Ops 3 was going to be coming out. And I think that we'd bought Black Ops 3 on the PS3.
Like idiots for $50.
$50. They should have been paying us
$50 of my mother's money.
Which could have gone to the PS4. So I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But somehow we ended up buying Black Ops 3. And I think that this was the straw that broke the camel's back somewhat. That we bought this game because we needed to get it on release, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like
horrendous.
It was an afterthought. It was so bad. I mean, there were like no textures. The guns.
This was worse than Killzone Shadowfall.
Much
Yeah, it's like
worse.
you just had the multiplayer maps, no campaign, and zombies wasn't available until later on.
And I remember playing zombies on it when they did finally come out.
Oh,
and it was disgusting.
That's terrible.
And we're not being like melodramatic. Like
no, it was awful, and it looked so much worse than the original Modern Warfare. Yeah,
like I'm honestly very surprised that there wasn't a controversy around it.
Yeah, because it looked like the beginning stages of a game.
Yes, like, you know, when that prototype for Black Ops Cold War came out, and it was like a big thing because it was a big leak.
Yeah.
It literally looks like that.
Yep.
Like untextured polygons. So I'm amazed that this didn't spark some huge controversy. But I guess it's just that no one bought it besides us. So it couldn't be a controversy.
Yeah.
But anyways, buying that, we were like, all right, this is the last straw. Obviously, we need our PS4.
Yeah,
we need the real deal. So what we did is we took everything we owned. We took the Xbox 360. We took the PS3. We took most of my savings. We took my Wii. We took all of my Nintendo games. We took my GBA. We took everything that we had, and we brought it to the altar of GameStop.
Oh.
And we sacrificed it.
And we got a Black Ops 3 limited edition PS4.
Oh, yeah. The orange stripes, baby.
Yep.
It was hideous.
It was.
But it was beautiful. Because it was the future.
We sacrificed everything for the PS4.
Yes, we did. And we have the remote, or not the remote.
The
What's
receipt.
The opposite word. It's not the opposite. It's just a completely incorrect word. But we have the receipt for it taped up on the wall.
Still.
It's beautiful. That'll have to be the thumbnail.
Yes.
But you can't fit in the thumbnail. So.
Isn't that weird though to think about? That was only 5 years ago.
That's 5 years ago?
It feels like a decade ago.
That thing looks like it's more than a decade old. It looks like you found it in the garage.
Yeah, it's
like your
definitely,
dad
it's
bought
faded just on the wall.
It's like the same color as the wall now.
You're right.
It's just blending in.
It's like this weird off-colored white.
But it's really funny to read it and see the things we sold.
And for how much we got.
I think we got 5 cents for some of these games.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. We should not have sold. It was highway robbery that they would take these things from us.
Pretty much.
But it was worth it. I think in a weird, sad way, it actually was worth it.
Oh, for sure.
Because it really opened up our eyes to a whole world. So I remember that really distinctly. And we have pictures not just of the receipt, but we also have pictures of the stack of stuff on the counter.
At GameStop.
Yeah, and I don't know where the picture is, but I'm going to try to find it.
It's on one of your old phones, I bet.
I bet, yeah. Because it was hilarious, though. I mean, this stack was as tall as we were. Just on the counter. But that is a painful yet good memory.
Yeah.
Just saying goodbye to the past and just embracing the PS4 filled future. And what games did we get with it? Do you remember?
It was just Fallout 4 and Black Ops 3.
Did we get Mankind Divided?
You did later on.
I think I got it a month or two later.
And then you took it back.
Yeah, I took it back.
No, I got it for you for your birthday, I think.
No.
I think I did.
I don't think so. Because you really did not want that game.
Was it I got it and then gave it to you?
I think you got it and then because I was you should get this game. It looks really good. You got it and then we both brought it back. Because this is when we discovered our operation where we could just play a game for 2 weeks and then bring it back for the same amount of money.
Yes.
So I think that's what happened, which that's another story in itself. I guess that's a good PS4 memory.
I guess it is, yeah.
But before we move on to that, because I think that would be the next story, I guess, in chronological order. But I remember that we sold. There was one specific game that we sold that we should not have sold.
We shouldn't have done it. There's actually two of them.
It was two. It was Dark Souls 2, Scholar Sin, and what was the second game?
Need for Speed, Most Wanted, the newest Most Wanted.
Does the subtitle even matter at this point?
No.
How many Need for Speeds did Austin play? So this was the problem, was that
4.
These games, Need for Speed and Dark Souls 2, were Austin's games.
Specifically Austin's games.
Yeah. There were some games that were more shared between Chris and Austin, but these games were Austin's games.
Which he also owned on Steam.
It's not like this was his only way to play.
He only played on his PC.
He'd and it's not just he mostly played, he only played.
He only played.
He had a Twitch channel, he had his PC set up in the corner, and it was not... The PS4 was almost never, or the PS3, I suppose, was almost never used by him. Chris, can you get up and look at how much money we made off Dark Souls 2 and Need for Speed really quick? And I'll keep talking about it until you come back.
Okay.
But this led to a problem where when we got home with the PS4, which weirdly, I don't think we told anyone we were doing.
No, we didn't.
So I understand why this became a problem, but we didn't tell anyone we were doing it. We sold all of our stuff and got it. And we got home, and I think that either Austin realized that we'd sold it, or maybe they saw it on the receipt, but everyone was very mad. Way furious, way more mad than I had ever expected. Like, I didn't think anyone was going to be mad. But it was really awkward because we were at his house, and we'd already set up the PS4 in the room.
Oh, it was Need for Speed Shift.
Oh, that's even... I've never even heard of that. Okay, Need for Speed Shift for $3.
Which is actually the highest I think we got for most of these games. I don't see Dark Souls anywhere.
Maybe we didn't even sell it.
I don't think we did. It's not on here.
All these years, we didn't even actually sell Dark Souls 2. Where'd it go then? Maybe he just has it and he doesn't know where he put it.
I think that's what it is. I didn't sell it. But Shift was kind of one that we shared.
That's even worse.
And Shift was like a terrible Need for Speed game. Oh, Need for Speed Most Wanted. $7.
We did sell it, I guess.
Halo 3 was only for 25 cents.
Oh, that's just... What? I can't believe we only got 25 cents for Halo 3.
So we sold one game.
Okay, we sold one of his games.
Sold one of his games.
And it was a cardinal sin, apparently.
Yes, there was many tears, many voices raised at me.
Yeah, and this is what makes this a funny story and not just like a weird, sad story. But Chris is out there in the living room. Austin's out there, your mom's out there,
being
your dad's
condemned.
out there. And they're like the Salem witch trials level. Like, they're gonna murder Chris. But I don't know what to do, so I'm just back here setting up the PS4 playing Fallout 4. I just played like 5 hours of the game.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it was sad that my friend was gonna die. But it was maybe more sad that Fallout 4 was an awful game.
Yeah.
And it was so... Yeah, did I leave? I felt like I didn't even stay the night.
I came back into the room, and I saw you playing Fallout 4. I'm like, how is it? And you're like, it's all right. And you're like, I'm going to go home now. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And then I just went to bed. I didn't even play the PS4. I was so upset at what just happened.
Yep.
Like, they guilt tripped me so hard, I couldn't even play the new system.
Which we bought with pretty much our money.
Your money.
Like,
my systems that I paid for.
I don't understand. I still don't get why everyone was so mad. $7.
I think it's just the nature of it, just the idea of it. Not asking, maybe, was the big thing.
But, like, you just apologize, move on, you know?
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
It was very bizarre.
We don't mean to dwell on the negative parts, but it was just, I remember the feeling of just being like, so, do I leave, or...
Yeah.
And then just deciding just to stay. Just play the game that everyone's mad about.
Yeah.
So that was a happy, fun first memory of the PS4.
Yeah, sure.
But tell me, Chris. Tell me about, or I guess tell everybody else about our scheme.
So at GameStop, I don't know if they do this anymore. They might.
They might have caught on to our enterprise.
Yeah. You could buy a new game, play it as much as you want, and return it within 7 days and get a full refund.
Oh, yeah. And it was store credit.
Yeah.
But that's still good if you're going to play a lot of games.
So what Josh and I would do, or just myself, for my purpose, I would get a game, platinum it within a week, take it back, and trade it in for another full-priced game. And I would do this for weeks.
Oh, I remember this.
So many games.
And
just
you only
even to
paid for
try
one.
them. I would steal the stickers out of them. I didn't care.
You were an animal.
I remember getting the Mega Man Legacy collection.
Yeah.
Just to get the stickers out of them and give it back to them. Like, I was a terrible person.
You're like the kids that would delete your saves.
Yeah, after all these years of GameStop robbing me.
You gotta rob them back.
You know, you have to be Robin Hood sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta do the good wrong.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
The good wrong.
You gotta do the big wrong for the little good.
But I did that for a while, stopped because
it was wrong.
No, because
That's not why I stopped.
I ran out of things to play. I was tired of waiting, so I just played what I had.
They finally got your money from you.
No, just...
What game did you end up with? That's the real question.
Oh, what game did I end up with?
Yeah, after that $60 went back and forth over and over and over.
I ended up with Dying Light.
Really?
Enhanced Edition, or whatever it was called.
That's an interesting game to end up with.
And that's a great game.
That's a game I've never played.
That's a game you should play.
Next time on
Futon Tax. Dying Light is such an interesting game, and I think it's made by Techland.
Yeah, it is.
And it takes place in Turkey.
Really?
I believe.
How does it take place inside a bird?
I'll tell you, Josh.
Don't worry, I know basic geography. I got it. Turkey.
Yeah. Turkey.
Next to the chickens.
Yes. And the foxes.
And the foxes.
But it was that was a really cool game, and something I want to go back to Platinum one day.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, that was our royal scam that we pulled on GameStop.
Oh yeah. Bonnie and Clyde. Good times.
Yeah.
They never knew what hit them. I hope all the GameStop executives are listening to this.
I'm the reason why they're failing.
Me and me alone.
I took so much money away from them.
We did this.
I hope there's like thousands of people who did the same thing, which I'm sure there is.
I feel like I've told so many people about this.
Yeah.
That everyone had to do it.
But I feel like some people are too afraid to do it.
Some people are too afraid to do what must be done.
Yes. Because it seems a little illegal.
It is certainly illegal.
It's like...
And morally, it's not right.
It's not right.
We were young. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it today, but I'm saying I would be a little guilty.
I mean, we were like 18.
Our frontal lobes hadn't connected.
Oh.
Yours still haven't.
You're right.
Little boy.
I'm a little deviant. I still do this. COVID stopped me.
The only reason I'm not in there stealing right now is because of COVID-19.
I don't think it's like, does GameStop even sell games anymore? Have you been in a GameStop recently?
They're an essential supplier of
T-shirts,
maybe
Funko
office
Pops?
supplies, I believe.
Funko Pops.
Look, I can't run my business without some Funkos.
Have you been in a GameStop before?
I have a question.
I mean, not just before, but like lately.
I have not. Wait, actually have. I have.
It's like a prison.
It is like a prison. There's like bars on the windows.
And it's just gray. But go on.
Who has ever bought a Funko Pop? And why?
I'd like to think that nobody has ever bought a Funko Pop for themselves,
They're
but
so
they are
ugly.
just gifted to them by strangers.
They're like prizes.
I don't think people actually ever pay for Funko Pops. They just happen to find them. Or they just appear in their bedroom.
They're like collectibles in video games.
It's like as soon as you start wearing like Flash and Green Lantern t-shirts, you just start accumulating Funko Pops.
That's very true. Funko Pops, you don't buy you don't go to the Funko Pops. The Funko Pops come to you.
Yeah.
Whether you like
and
it
they
or not.
funk you up.
Ooh, baby. They're going to pop a cap.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, sorry to whoever makes Funko Pops. I know their executives are listening to. All the executives listen to this podcast.
I don't care what they think.
Yeah, we don't care. I feel I can sense a little
Funko
stink
Pops are the ugliest things.
They're horrible.
Like,
I hate them. Can we just do a separate episode on how much we hate Funko Pops?
Sure.
We'll spare your ears. This is the Video Game Awards. This is supposed to be a celebration of video games.
They don't even have mouths. They just have like these little drawn-on noses. Stupid bug eyes.
Save your anger, Padawan. What do you call a Sith's apprentice? It's not a Padawan. Darth Chris.
I think it's Darth, right? No.
Christopher.
No. Yeah,
I guess they just don't have a name because I feel like they pretend to be equals.
Well, aren't they usually alone? But then when Sidious took over, or Plagueis, or whatever his stupid name is,
Linguinulist,
Fettuccine.
Isn't his name Cacciatoli?
Like when he took over, he came up with the idea of having a Sith Lord and a Sith apprentice.
let me tell you something right now, Chris.
Hmm.
There are some very sweaty men out there who are very angry at you.
If Dusty's listening to this, he's very angry at me right now.
I'm trying to remember the guy's name because it wasn't Sidious. Let me look it up super fast.
Isn't Plagueis?
So it's called The Rule of Two, and it is not Plagueis. It's Darth Bane.
Okay, Darth Bane. I've heard of
Yes,
him.
brother.
Yes, brother.
What does he say? What's his line about the plane?
He's like,
A man or something about a plane.
oh, he's like, why would you shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane?
He does it anyway. I freaking love Bane.
And then one of my favorite ones is the guy's like, what are you gonna do now? Or like, what's your master plan? He's like, crash in this plane. I love that line.
What's his line when he breaks Batman's back? He says it right before he breaks his back. It's like a pun.
I don't know.
He
But
says a pun right before he kills a man. He's like a freaking... Oh, it's like a cartoon. It's awesome.
I can't wait to do that movie.
Yeah, we're gonna do episodes on all the Christopher Nolan Batmans, and I think we're gonna have a segment where we literally just say back and forth to each other Bane lines, because that is my dream.
Good. Oh.
Chris, if you ever offend me,
Yeah.
ever, you know what I'm gonna do to you?
What?
I'm gonna buy,
What?
I'm gonna buy. Sorry.
You're gonna buy me a Funko Pop?
Oh, you ruined it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy you a Funko Pop of Bane.
Okay.
And I'll make it say things.
You'll make it say things? What do you want?
Oh.
Okay. Where do we go from here?
I don't,
We told them our scam.
Oh. Do you have any other memories you'd like to talk about? Or we're almost an hour in.
you-
We should probably get to the awards, but unless
Are
you
you
have
done
any...
with your memories?
Those are my memories.
Really?
That's
Okay.
it. Honestly, like I only have the only memories that I really associate with the PS4 are those of buying it and then the weird
Okay.
Weird tension.
I'll do like a lightning round of my memories.
Okay.
Because I do have like 6 or 7 of them written down here.
Sounds good to me.
So, and this isn't in any particular order, but buying my PlayStation 4 Pro.
Ooh, it's a very nice one.
It's
I
very
love the
nice.
way it
It's the
looks.
white one.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that with my then girlfriend, now wife.
Ooh.
And she talked me into it.
Did you really?
Yeah, she did.
It's a good one.
And that's when I knew I had to marry her. When she made me spend money on
That's
myself.
the mark of a good woman.
But I remember getting the PS4 Pro, then getting the TV compatible with it, and getting Resident Evil 2 Remake, and being just blown away by how nice it looked. Because I was stuck with like
waiting for.
Yeah, I was stuck with like an HD TV, which nothing's wrong with an HD TV, but when you go from HD to a 4K UHD, HDR, whatever, 120 hertz TV, it's crazy.
Changes completely different.
Yeah. HDR alone makes games look so alive.
It makes a huge
difference.
Did I tell you that my TV has HDR, but for some reason with the PS4 it didn't work?
That's weird.
And then now I have a PS5 and it works fine.
It was probably maybe your HDMI cable.
Oh, maybe that is what it is. I don't know.
But
it was very odd.
Yeah, that is odd. Earning the platinum in Bloodborne was...
Yeah, I could see that being a memory.
A very accomplishing memory of mine.
Very fulfilling.
I was very fulfilled and proud of myself. That was a pain, but it was worth it. And playing through Ghost of Tsushima came to mind next. I'll talk about it later.
Oh, a little
sneak
spoiler
peek.
talk there.
Finishing Dark Souls 3's DLCs.
Oh.
One in the first one, the second one. I forgot what the first one was called, but the second one is called The Ring City. And there's something very special about those two DLCs that make that game one of the best games I've ever played.
Dark Souls 3, really?
The
That's
DLC,
interesting.
not just the base game,
But the DLC.
you have to play the base game and the DLC. because the DLC just makes it full.
Is that the one with the dog?
The dog?
Or is that Dark Souls?
That's 1.
1.
Yeah.
Because there's the DLC where you with the dog.
Yeah, you're with the dog and it's the Abyss Walker.
Yeah, the Abyss Walker.
So
I'm wrong, but that was for Dark Souls 1.
That was for Dark Souls 1, yes. Number 4 was, or 5 I think, was the reveal of God of War.
Wow.
And I remember watching that E3 and they had the orchestra playing.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what game it was going to be. Because it's new music. It's not like...
It really doesn't harken back to the old games.
It doesn't harken back to the old games or to anything. And then when you see old man Kratos walk towards the screen, I remember I was just like blown away and so excited. Even though I'm not fond of the old God of War games. The only ones I really played were the PSP games. And even then I was like, meh.
I think that you and I had a very, very similar experience with God of War.
I think so too.
Because obviously I thought it looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the music. Because I remember, I don't believe I was there to watch the E3. I was on my mission, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
But I remember getting back and hearing about it and seeing the trailers. And I remember being like, oh, I'm excited for that, you know. But I was not excited at all because it was a God of War game.
Yeah.
I was excited just because of the art direction, the way it looked, and because it got a million tens.
Yeah.
So
that, and it wasn't just the reveal, it was that it exceeded my expectations.
Same. I feel like because of our background with the God of War franchise, meaning it's relatively non-existent,
yeah,
I think that we have a pretty objective view of the game.
Yeah.
Because there's no baggage.
It's separated from everything else pretty much.
Yeah, like for us, it was just a game. And it didn't have any history to live up to, and it didn't have any history to let down. So I feel like we have a really different perspective into God of War than a lot of people do, because we weren't fans.
Yeah, I can see that. And then, like, I remember playing through it, and I just remember having goosebumps the entire time.
And we'll talk about this more.
Yeah.
I'm realizing this is the reason I didn't have very many PS4 memories. It's because I know that a lot of these games we're just going to talk about.
Yeah.
I understand what you mean now.
Number 6 was playing through Journey, which I didn't play until PS4.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Why am I sounding like that? I haven't played it. I played the first hour of it. I need to finish it.
You do. It's only like 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said before, and like I've talked about the same thing about Edith Finch. I only want to play this game once because of how special that one time was and how meaningful that experience was to me at the time. I don't want to go back. I don't want to try to revisit or re-experience any of the feelings I had. Just because I think it would dilute it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that'd be an interesting episode to do too.
Yeah. Number 6.
Number 6.
Whatever number we're on.
Who cares?
Who cares? I only have 2 more for the PS4. And do you want to do Memories of 2020 or nah?
Nah.
Okay.
Simply because time. Simply time-wise. I don't want this to go on too crazy long. But I don't know. If you want to include them, we can.
I'll do a quick one.
All right, give me a quickie.
So, PT.
Oh man, yeah,
was
what a
one
throwback.
that I forgot until the very end of this list, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And PT is by far the scariest game I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
I was shook. I was terrified playing it. I remember playing it and throwing the controller at the floor because of Lisa, which is the ghost's name.
Was I here?
I don't think so.
I feel like I was here.
So I played PT on Dusty's PS4.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think he had me delete it because it was too scary for him. Dusty doesn't play horror games.
Yeah.
And like, just the image of it, it's like the log in the forest.
Yeah.
It just looks disturbing in a really weird way.
No, I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
like, one of their old employees was at the house when I was playing it at like 4 a.m. And she was like, "What's going on out there? It's like a baby screaming. It's like a baby crying, wailing."
It's the fetus.
It was the fetus. No, it was the fetus. It was the fetus. I was screaming and throwing the controller like an idiot,
like a baby.
And that's a game I wish would somehow come back, and I think it will one day, but
in some form.
Not as. I don't think it will come back as Silent Hills, but I think Kojima has something up his sleeve.
You got something up his sleeves.
And
Kojima is not a stinky boy.
He's not. He's a very fresh boy.
He gets a handshake, not a slap.
Yes. I'm gonna do a quick lightning round through 2020.
All right, here we go. Boom,
Getting
boom, boom.
the PS5. That's an important one.
Oh yeah,
that's a big one.
It's a huge one.
The final chapter of The Last of Us Part 2.
Ooh.
The opening and the finale of Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I bought a PlayStation 3 with a jar of mayo. I traded it.
What?
Yeah.
That's all it was worth to a man?
It was like either $20 or a jar of Duke's mayonnaise.
Does this guy know he could buy a jar of Duke's mayonnaise for less than $20?
Yep. He was just trying to get rid of everything to get his PS5 and Series X.
I thought he was just trying to make space for Duke's mayo.
You might as well.
Might as well.
Gain the Platinum in Demon Souls.
Oh, yeah. Very recent.
The first boss in the Pathless.
I'm so excited for that game.
And then playing Warzone with you.
Aww.
And / doing the Edith Finch podcast with you.
Aww.
And those are all my favorite memories of the generation and of this year.
You want to know what one of my favorite memories is?
Please.
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza. That's one of my favorite memories. No, ditto. Those are all really great memories.
Yeah.
I think that you said it better than anyone else could have said it.
That's right. That's why they paid me the big bucks.
That's right. That was perfect. Now that the mood has been set, the candles have been lit.
I am sinking into the futon.
I am ready to not just sink into the futon, but talk on the futon.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. It's the awards. They're finally happening. And we're going to start with an important award. An award that I think is probably more important to Chris than me. And that is the best / worst. I don't remember. Is it worst or best trophy?
The first one is Best Platinum.
Best Platinum. We made it.
Cool.
The best Platinum experience.
Would you like to go first?
I'd love to. This is easy for me. Again, I'm only picking from 6. But my favorite Platinum experience.
Can I guess?
Oh, yes, you should guess.
Your best Platinum experience.
Yes.
Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you.
Was that a 15% chance of being right?
I think so.
I'm not good at math.
Yeah, I think 15.
Yeah, let's go with 15.
Sounds good.
All right, let me guess yours really quick. I know. Okay, let me think. I'm going to say Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Here we go.
Nice.
Easy. Come
easy
on.
peasy.
Why doesn't everyone do this? This is easy.
Okay. What's your worst trophy?
Oh, man. I want you to guess again now.
Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
Yeah, I freaking hate that.
Yeah.
That was the worst. This is too easy.
Worst.
I'm not sure I can guess yours.
I have
though.
2, so...
Oh, that makes it, I guess, easier.
I guess, yeah.
All right, so I'm choosing out of 27 games because it's
28.
not Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Yeah, that's right. I outwitted you.
You did.
Let me think. I'm going to say Destroy All Humans. Remaster is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What would the other one be, Josh? Gosh, I can't remember all of your platinums. There are 28 of them. Can I look at them? Do you have, like, the list?
Yeah, I have the list.
All right, let me take a little gander.
Take a gander.
I'm going to grab one gander.
Try to read my handwriting.
That's Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes. It was Jedi Fallen Order with a very close second being Mafia 2 Definitive Edition.
Oh, I should have thought of that. I just didn't even think
You remember
about
why,
Mafia
though,
2.
for Mafia?
I feel like there could be so many reasons.
So, there are so many collectibles in this game.
I hate collectibles.
There's 180 5 or 4 of just one collectible.
One?
Of one, the most wanted posters, and they're spread across the entire game, and some of them are only found in story missions. So if you miss one, you have to go back to playing it.
Oh my gosh.
In mission select. And that goes with, I think there's 3 collectibles, or no, there's 2. There's the posters and then the magazines.
That's
so like it all comes down to like 200 something collectibles.
I don't like it when I have to collect 10 collectibles, let alone 200. I just don't like collectibles.
It's just too much. Like when games have that, like Dishonored is notorious for having so many like readable collectibles that it doesn't even have a trophy for collectibles, I don't think. Or if it does, it's like you found 10% of them. Like I think I forgot which game.
Trophies like that though. I much prefer it when it's like collect 10% of them.
Yeah, like one game, like I forgot what it was, but it was collect 75% of the collectibles.
Yeah.
And that's nice. That's easy.
Because it's like, if you actually want them, you can go get them.
Yeah.
But you can miss a couple and it's not a big deal.
Because if you're getting more than 75% of them, it's because you want to get them.
Control is like that, where you get a trophy for 50% and 25%.
I think that's what that was the game.
A game with fantastic collectibles, by the way.
I don't... Yeah, I think I remember them.
We'll talk about it, because
Okay.
Control will feature in some of my lists.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about it.
Yes, sirree.
What was number 3 was...
Oh yeah, now the next award.
What was your dumbest controversy?
My dumbest controversy. I think it can't be anything other than all of The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Like, there were lots of little controversies this year, but I think that the controversies attached to The Last of Us Part 2 had to be the dumbest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that with Avengers, I'll read all of the honorable mentions really quick, and they are Cyberpunk, Avengers, Fortnite's 1984 ad, if you remember that. Weird Warzone lie, where like the kid pretended to be banned,
Yeah.
so he could get into FaZe Clan.
Uh-huh.
Halo Infinite being hideous, and like the PS5 and Xbox Series X scalpers.
Mm-hmm.
Those would probably be the runners up. But I feel like Last of Us, just like everything happened. It was leaked. Like the entire game was leaked.
Yeah.
No one was happy with it, even if they like maybe should have been. Then there were like lots of just dumb little nitpicks. It was wild. I don't want to like get into the gaming controversies. I mostly just wanted to name them all.
Yeah.
Reminisce. You know, I feel like each year has specific ones. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with you. Cyberpunk is a big one because it's a game that was advertised and promoted for PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series or Xbox One X, and then it can't even run on those consoles.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal. And I've played it. I've played 22 hours of it, and I just stopped playing it because of not so much the bugs, but I was also kind of bored of it. But I want to go back, and I want to actually give it a good, fair shot.
When it's finished.
Pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's finished. Because I think they have a couple more big, like, patch fixes.
Big updates, patches.
Yeah. Quick fixes. Something like that. So yeah, I'll keep looking at it. But yeah, The Last of Us Part 2's controversy was pretty crazy. And I was never spoiled the game until playing with you on Warzone. I
forgot about that
completely. I was halfway through the game, and one night we just played Warzone, and you just spoiled something for me. Not on purpose, because you thought everyone knew this.
I just thought it was part of like the marketing.
Yeah.
Like, because to me, I just kind of assumed it even. Like,
yeah.
The second I heard like a synopsis of the story, they're like, there'll be this girl
See,
Abby. Like, literally all I watched was, even just watching the trailers.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty much the assumption I took with me.
So.
But you didn't even watch trailers.
In the trailers I watched, Abby was never there.
Really?
It was so early that I was watching trailers and stopped. Because all I saw was the one where Ellie's playing guitar.
Yeah.
And that might be it. and then maybe like the ads on TV.
Yeah.
Just on accident. But I was so fresh in this game and no expectations. And then you just spoiled it for me. But it wasn't a big spoiler. I was right there. Like that night I got to that point.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big deal. And it really isn't a big deal at all. It kind of also... It kind of just made the game's story or twist. I don't think it was a big twist, so it didn't really affect me.
That's what I mean by... And by the way, I'll say what the spoiler is for all those who somehow don't know after like all this time. I guess it's not been that long, but this was spoiled for like everybody. But it's that Abby is the daughter of the doctor who Joel kills at the end of The Last of Us.
Yes.
And it just makes sense.
It does.
It's like, oh, well, that's why she's doing this. Because I don't think the question, at least for me, as a person who hasn't played the game, but who's read a lot about it, and just, I'm obviously your best friend, and you really like The Last of Us Part 2, and you loved the first Last of Us.
Yeah.
I think that, the question that you're asking yourself is less, why is Abby killing people? And it's more just about Ellie's humanity. To me, at least. That's my personal feeling. That the game is less... Because it's like, oh yeah, she's killing him. Well, Joel's killed tons of people. Yeah. So obviously she's related to one of the people Joel murdered. You know what I mean? So I just never really crossed my mind that there needed to be more of a reason.
I want to go back to that game and play it again. Just to try to get a second impression of it.
Whoa, see what you missed.
Like, I think if I were to... Like, I remember back in the day when I would think about what the sequel would be. I had a very specific idea. And then playing through The Last of Us Part 2 and thinking, like, I'm going to get what I wanted. Which, ultimately, I did.
Yeah.
I always thought that, spoiler alert, Joel was going to die in the beginning.
What?
I always thought that.
Just kidding.
Like... Immediately.
Well, like, of course he's gonna die. That's how the hero's
he was going to die
works.
Somewhere. But
right?
I always thought, like, when they were in... it just made sense. You're going to play as Ellie. But then I was kind of hoping also that you would... I was always hoping that Ellie would die, actually. In the middle or something. And then you played the rest of the game as Joel. Hunting the people that killed Ellie.
Ooh.
And I thought that would have been a better...
An actual redemption arc.
An actual redemption story, yeah.
Whereas, I mean, he kind of does go through somewhat of a redemption.
Kind of. He does, but you don't see it until the very end of Part 2.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's the pacing of Part 2 that ruins it.
Interesting.
But...
The back and forth kind of...
Yeah, it's not even the back and forth. It's like, here's the story. And then you're going to go back to the beginning... and go to that same point again, but with a different perspective. When they could have, like, intertwined it a little more, going back and forth. Or even just... like, you could have just had the game... I don't know. There's so many things you could have done that could have worked out or could have been even worse. But, like I said in my favorite memories, the finale, that whole last chapter of The Last of Us Part 2, made it all worth it for me. So I think so I'll leave it there. But my dumbest controversy was that Jedi Fallen Order was a good game. And I think a lot of people, I don't know why people believe this. It's a lie.
It's a lie we've been fed.
That game is so bad, but people were so in love with it.
Well, people have been calling it Game of the Year. When it came out.
That was crazy to me.
Me too.
Like, absurd.
I don't get, like, it's not that I don't like action-adventure games, I mean, I love action-adventure games. There's a couple of them on my top 10.
I love Star Wars.
And I love Star Wars. It's just not a very good game. It's okay. It's not bad, I think, personally.
I think there's a few things in the game that make it a bad game.
That's interesting. We are going to do an episode on this game, though.
Yeah,
we'll
have to.
You gotta hold it back, Chris. Rein it in. Hold your horses. We're gonna get back to Jedi, I'm sure. But tell me, Chris.
Yeah.
To whom does the Time Machine Award go? By the way, the Time Machine Award, it means the game that brought you back to feeling like a child again. Nostalgia. So who won the Time Machine Award?
Maneater.
Ooh.
Because of Jaws Unleashed.
Oh,
I played that all the time as a kid. And so secretly I've been wanting a shark game for years.
You didn't want to tell anybody.
I didn't want to tell anybody about it. I was honestly hoping that they would just remaster Jaws Unleashed. But I got Maneater
large
instead.
amount of demand.
Yeah. And then a close second was Destroy All Humans remake.
Interesting.
Just because it brought me back to playing it originally. But since I played it earlier that year already, I was really burnt out on it.
Makes sense.
But yeah, Maneater. Maneater is just the classic. You're just a shark, you're going to kill people, and you're going to kill giant monsters. And you just keep getting bigger and bigger. It's just fun. It's just a fun game.
It's just like when you were a kid.
It's mindless.
Mindless.
Yeah.
I wish that was on the box. You just keep getting bigger and bigger.
It's mindless.
What a perfect quote.
What about you? What's
my time machine?
Your Time Machine Award.
Oh. So I'll tell you my runner-up first. Okay. My runner-up is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Interesting.
I think that your answers make a little bit more sense because they're literally remakes or like spiritual successors to games you played as a kid.
Yeah.
For me, obviously I never played a prototypical game about hunting dinosaurs as a red-haired woman. But it just reawakened within me a love for video games that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because it was my first game that I really played alone after I got my PS4 after I got back from my mission, and it was the first game that I played through and like couldn't put down.
Yeah.
So it reawakened within me that childhood just like love for video games.
Yeah.
It was just fun, you know? So I'd say that was my runner-up. But sorry, Gorilla, you didn't win. Guess who won? Squeenix.
Oh,
yeah, baby.
Yes.
You're so surprised.
I am, actually.
You're really surprised, really.
I mean, I'm not, but I am.
So, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out this year. And I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. Literally, this is the first Final Fantasy game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Never played Final Fantasy VII. Never played... I could list every number, 1 through 15, but I'm not going to, for your guys' sake. But yeah, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. And when I played this game, it just awakened within me my, like, just the feeling of, like, playing Wind Waker, or, like, playing any number of, like, narrative-driven games.
Sure.
Where I was just so engrossed in the story. It felt like when I was a kid and I would watch, like, anime.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I almost don't know how to describe it. It was like Saturday morning cartoons, but also, like, it spoke to me deeply. Oh, this is what it's like. I don't know if you felt this way, but when I was a kid, I loved reading, like, you know, like young adult fiction, like Harry Potter, and like those big long series of books.
No.
I know, when he came out of the womb, he was reading the, like, Catch-22. That's the only book he's ever read, actually. But I remember reading those books, and just that passion you feel, and like the love you feel for the characters.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
And I can agree with that.
It made me feel like a kid.
I know what you're saying.
I'm so glad. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
You're mowing what I'm sowing.
Yes. I'm digging what you're burying.
There you go. I like that, digging what you're burying.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, what's next, Joshy?
Chrissy. Let me look.
Oh, the Time Bandit.
The Time Bandit Award. Whoa. Want to explain what the Time Bandit Award is, Chris?
This is the award that goes to the game that stole the most time from us. In a bad way. It was a waste of time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no. I gotta reconsider everything in my life.
Really?
Yes.
It stole it from us.
But sometimes
it's a bandit.
But sometimes you're getting robbed.
It's not a time sink.
I feel like I developed Stockholm syndrome to my robber.
Okay. Do tell.
Okay, I'll tell you my runner-up. Granted,
I mean, I know which game I spent the most time on.
Yeah, I just did mine objectively, like that.
Oh, okay.
Where I just looked and saw which game took the most time from me.
I was thinking what game wasted your time.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
You start talking about yours. I'll make sure that I'm correct.
For the one that wasted my time?
Yeah, it's Bandit. You're right.
Jedi Fallen Order wasted my time.
How much time did it take?
Probably like 30 hours.
Oh, man, that's a long time.
But it wasn't so much the time that it took for me. It was just the way it took it from me.
It was too rough with you.
So, to whoever's played it, it's supposed to be a Metroidvania. It's not, but it says it is.
But it is not. I don't know how it was advertised this way.
I don't understand. It's like calling Arkham Asylum a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
They're not.
It's just a game.
It's just a game
Some
where
things
sometimes...
are just parts of games.
Yeah, sometimes you have to go back to get something that you missed.
It's just how games work, guys.
And with Jedi Fallen Order, one of the planets that you go to is Kashyyyk. And on Kashyyyk, there are 2 points of no return. So when you're trying to get the platinum, like I was, and you're trying to get all the collectibles or whatever, on Kashyyyk, I somehow missed... I mean, it's my fault, but the game is stupid. Because I barely missed like 3 collectibles and had like... You can't go back and you can't just exit out of the map to go to the beginning. You have to go through the entire map.
You have to finish the entire mission, quote unquote.
Yeah, you have to run the
story.
The full track. You have to go all the way around again.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's not actually a Metroidvania.
It's not.
Because if it was, you would be able to find a shortcut and just
go back. No.
You have to respawn, slap on the wrist.
You have to go through this, like, there's some story beats, and they just replay for you.
What, they do?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
And so, like, there's, 5,000 different slides, because sliding is so amazing.
It's
like Uncharted 4
experience.
Or something. There are so many sliding scenes in that mission alone.
You'll understand if you've played it. There's just lots of skateboarding down sheer
cliffs. Yeah, it just makes no sense, and I can't stand it. It wasted my time because of its design.
That's fascinating. I would never have thought that would be your time sink.
Yeah. Well, my biggest time
Bandit.
sink was Modern Warfare.
Of course.
At like 497 hours.
Ridiculous. I love it.
But what was the game that wasted your time?
Oh, man. All right. So everyone's going to hate me. But I feel this way. It's Uncharted, the entire series. Because guess what? Uncharted, Naughty Dog. Listen up, Neil. All right? I'm going to give you an earful. Your games are just movies. Just let me watch the movie. Don't make
sorry.
He's not the game director, I know, but he was there.
I just want to say something. I don't mean to cut you off, but you know Dr. N. Cortex from Crash?
Yes.
He looks just like Neil Druckmann.
I know what you're doing, Neil. It's all about you.
Sorry.
Putting yourself into Crash Team Racing. Putting yourself into Crash in general. And now you made the Uncharted games make me want to kill myself because I have to shoot people for 5 hours of my 2-hour movie. Just let me watch the movie. That's how I feel. And I get that no one agrees with me. I get the look that Chris is giving me right now. Like, I understand that I'm wrong.
I'm just so confused.
I just hate playing Uncharted.
I don't think you understand Uncharted.
I've put so much of my time into Uncharted. That's the thing. Like, I played Uncharted 1 twice. I've played all of Uncharted 2 and 3 all the way through. I played Uncharted 4 twice.
They're just like fun pulp action
They take
cartoons.
so long. Just let me watch the story. Just let me play the game. I don't want to be challenged. I just want to watch the movie. That's how I feel. And I know I'm wrong. Like, I get it. I know I'm wrong. But I just can't do it. I'm bad at it. Like, I'm not
So-
good at shooting.
So are you more excited? Like, are you really excited for the Uncharted movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's just
It's
they
just what
made
you
it
want.
so I
You
don't
just
have to
want the
shoot the
story.
people. Like, and this is the other thing. Why, you make me like platform for 15 minutes to hear a new line of dialogue. I just hate it.
I agree with you. Surprisingly,
Weird.
because I know what you mean. Because
And like I'm being hyperbolic. You know,
you are and you're not.
but it's like you understand.
Yeah. So here's the way I'm going to explain it. Whenever I tell people about Uncharted, it's about the locations and the scenarios. It's never about the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's never about the shooting or the platforming. It's about the cruise ship sinking. It's about the plane over the desert.
It's the set pieces.
It's even Uncharted 4 has some really neat ones, like the Fields of Ireland with the castle.
Uncharted 4 is beautiful.
It's beautiful. Madagascar. You know?
Can knock over those cairns. I would rather
Yeah.
knock over cairns for 6 hours than shoot people in Uncharted. I'm wrong, but I don't care. I will die on this hill.
I know what you mean, and I agree with you. But
But you look like you want to slap me.
we'll just have to
Because we're going to do episodes on Uncharted.
We'll just
for
have
sure.
to go back and get a new perspective, I guess.
I just like, can you imagine if you were watching Indiana Jones and like in between lines of dialogue,
You shot people.
you just go into a first like or third person perspective and you just shoot people for 20 minutes
Behind cover.
behind cover.
Yeah, I agree with. I know what you mean.
Even worse, imagine you're talking to like Shortstop in Temple of Doom, and then you just watch Indiana climb, and it's not hard for him. It's not hard to do, but you watch him do it for like 15 minutes at a time. I want to die when I play Uncharted. And I'm bad at it. I can't hit the people. And anyways, but we're gonna talk more about it. But this, I would say that was my biggest time bandit, was the entire Uncharted series, and
Interesting.
personally Neil Druckmann.
Personally, jeez.
I know he's listening, just like all the other executives.
So what's next?
The next award goes to whoever was most economic with their time.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
They respected us. It's like the most bang for your buck time was.
Yeah, it's story to time ratio is what you said, right?
Yeah. Pretty much the opposite of the Uncharted series.
Yeah. So what's yours?
I'll give you my runners up real quick. Spiderman. Because it's a normal length game, probably 10-hour campaign, but it just doesn't feel like it stretches. It
Mhm.
lets you play the game and things happen like I feel like they should. And if you want, you can just blast through the campaign in 6 hours.
Sure. Yeah.
And I really respect that because it respects my time, right?
Mhm.
And then Astro's Playroom is another runner-up. Just because, I mean, obviously it's a
It's cute.
totally different
5
kind of game.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 hours, and it's way more memorable to me than at least half the games I played this year.
Sure.
But my winner
Ooh, what's your winner?
is What Remains of Edith Finch.
Hey.
In
I
2
agree.
hours, they gave me more to think about and more to, more resonated with me than, 100 hours of other games. So
Mhm.
I really respect not only that they didn't draw it out to the point where it wouldn't be effective anymore,
Yeah.
but I also just respect the artistry that must be involved to pack such a punch into such a little game.
Yeah.
So that
I
would be
like
mine.
that.
Hope you're happy, Giant Sparrow. You get the award.
You better be happy.
A little pat on the
That's all you're gonna get.
back. Not getting anything else out of me.
For me, Edith Finch is a really good one, and I didn't put that on in my list only because I feel like mine are more from this year.
Mm,
So, for me was Miles Morales
that's a great one.
because I don't think there's a game of this high caliber,
Ooh, interesting.
You
I
know,
understand what you're
this
saying.
high production, that you can beat this campaign in 3 or 5 hours if you
Yeah.
just went straight through it.
But not four.
It took like 15, I think, to platinum it, or 12 even. But the acting is amazing. The story was okay. It had a lot of memorable moments. And it sold Miles Morales as Spider-Man to me.
Which I think is the most important thing it could be.
Yeah, it sold Miles as a character more so than anything, and I just really liked that game.
That's awesome. I think that's a great one.
What's number?
That is a worthy.
Oh, best narrative.
Ooh, hello. I'll tell you my runner-up. It might surprise you. My runner-up for best narrative is Final Fantasy VII Remake. It didn't make it to the top.
Wow.
It's not the top dog. I thought it had a great narrative, but here's the thing. There's like the train section alone disqualifies Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why you gotta do me like that, Squeenix? It's just, it took so long. So yeah, I would say that would be my runner-up. And then I would like you to guess what my best narrative is going to be. Who gets the award? You gotta tell me the developer who gets it.
Santa Monica.
No. Close, though. I mean, that's
so was it Horizon?
No. Horizon. I got words about Horizon's story. I don't get it. The award goes to Ninja Theory.
Oh.
For Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Okay.
I love that game. That game and its story, it just spoke to me on such a deep level. I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
And it has shortcomings in some areas. Like the combat could have been fleshed out more, and sometimes it's repetitive. But I think its strongest pillar as a game is its narrative. So that and its art direction. But I would say it should win best narrative from me.
Okay.
What about you? What's your runner-up or whatever?
I didn't pick a runner-up.
Ooh, won by a country mile.
Yeah, it kind of did for me. And it was.
Should I guess?
Sure.
I can't guess.
Okay.
Santa Monica?
No.
Oh.
So remember, mine are this year.
Oh, I forgot. Yours are just. Oh yeah. By the way, I played not a whole lot of games from this year because I was catching up on my giant backlog. So my games are from all sorts of years. So that's why I'm not talking about games from 2020. I guess besides
I forgot we
Fantasy.
should talk.
Yeah, we should have mentioned that.
That's
before.
fine. It's whatever.
That's why. Anyways, but from 2020, would it be Ghost?
Yeah, it was Ghost for sure.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's awesome. I still haven't played it. I'm a bad person.
We'll talk about it later.
Because I missed it. Oh, I see what you mean. And in this episode. Oh, man, we're getting a double dose.
So now we have next most painful to play.
Oh, baby, I have words. I want you to go first on this one, though, because I've been talking a lot.
Jedi Fallen Order.
That
was the most painful to play.
There you go, Respawn.
And I think the most pain that can be received by this game.
The most pain that can be.
It's not so much the pseudo Metroidvania that's inside this game, or the wonky bugs that sometimes break the game.
Oh yeah, I remember so many T-poses.
Or sometimes the combat would just not work. And then the really subpar storyline up until the very end.
I haven't gotten that far.
The ending is really good.
Oh.
For 5 minutes. And then like when it actually ends, it's
that was the sound
but
of Respawn pooping their pants.
The pain comes from how good this game could have been.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like a Killzone situation.
It's like a Killzone situation.
You hear
this
that?
is the Killzone of Star Wars games. And it's like this could have been the next Force Unleashed, where which maybe is a good comparison, but really I wanted to feel the same way I did for Force Unleashed when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I wanted to feel that way for now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the problems with Star Wars, I feel like, is whenever you try to introduce new characters, they just fall flat. All I want to know about is Darth Vader and Darth Maul.
Yeah, I understand that.
I want to know more about Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. I do not care about... I don't even remember his name. The redheaded freak.
He's a weird boy. He's
a weird guy.
I feel like if they really want to do something new, because I get why they do. Like, I'd really like it if they would just introduce new characters.
Yeah.
The thing is, they do, and then they just get sucked back into big characters.
Yeah.
Like, how is little redhead boy gonna compete with Darth Vader?
Mm-hmm.
How is he gonna compete with, like, I don't know.
Like, if you're gonna do it, get far away from Skywalker. Like, time-wise, like, go to the First Republic.
Or just do something in an area,
another
of the
galaxy
game that's totally different.
Yeah.
Like, Star Wars 1313, the underbelly of Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
Of Coruscant. It's like, they're not going to encounter Luke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or focus on a side character. Like, why aren't we doing a game about Wedge Antilles? Why don't we do a game about
IG-88.
IG-88.
And Boba Fett.
Or Boba Fett. Like, there's so many characters that are side characters.
Why don't you flesh out Maul? Which they did in the Clone Wars, but I'm not going to watch a cartoon right now.
That's what they'll tell you. Go watch the cartoon. Is it Don Favreau who, like, gave birth to the
Jon Favreau?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
He's listening. He's angry at you.
Jon Favreau is the one who's, like, doing the Mandalorian. And he's making everyone's dreams come true, apparently.
Ugh.
Which...
Stop it.
I've seen everything I needed to see from The Mandalorian. From season 1 and 2. And
you and I need to watch, like, binge all of The Mandalorian.
Okay.
Before season 3.
Okay.
So that you and I can do an episode on it.
That sounds good.
You haven't seen most of it, and I have seen all of it, except the last, like, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the last one.
No, what we need to do.
What?
Is somehow get Dusty on this podcast.
Oh, baby.
And rank all of the Star Wars movies.
I feel like he'd be angry at me the entire time.
No, I feel like it would be good because I want to challenge him. Because I feel
like he's more of a classic Star Wars.
No, because I think he defends The Last Jedi.
The thing is this. I like The Last Jedi.
What?
I don't love it. But here's the thing. And I'm a Star Wars purist. I've read a lot of the books,
I'm a Star Wars purist.
I am. Look, you can get off your little pedestal, okay? I just like Star Wars. I thought it introduced some good ideas. There's bad parts. I think Rise of Skywalker is way worse than Last Jedi.
See, okay, I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. So
maybe you'd understand if you've seen Rise.
I probably would.
Because it's like, and granted, no one agrees with me. I get it. But they spend all of Rise of Skywalker retconning.
Is it
Last
like
Jedi.
how Clone Wars makes Revenge look really good?
Yeah. I don't know. And like, Last Jedi's not, I'm not saying it's the best movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's better than Rise. And I think it's better than Attack of the Clones. And I think it's better than The Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think that's that controversial.
I can't wait to watch it.
Dude. Do you want to do this to yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Can I tell you about my experience?
Sure.
I almost don't want to spoil it.
Let's save it.
Okay, we're saving this. We're just going to be like a little carrot for you guys. Keep you going.
But we should have Dusty on this at some point.
I think that'd be great. I don't know how we got on this. What were we talking about?
Most painful to play was Jedi because of how good it could have been.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, you go to your game.
I've got a similar vibe to my answer. First one's kind of a joke. My honorable mention is Final Fantasy VII, the original. Because, like, how did people play this game? I just don't get it.
It's a different time, man.
It was a different time.
This game was the best looking game back then.
I don't understand. It's not even how it looks. It's like... I get that it was revolutionary for some reason to put your attacks on a timer so it's like technically real time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not fun. I don't want to sit there watching Cloud bounce up and down.
I agree with you. I
hate
much would rather have a turn-based.
Right?
Like actual turn-based.
Yeah, let it be turn-based. Like, just let me mash through like their animation so I can just go. Anyways, so that was painful for me. Just watching my ATP gauge slowly fill up. Anyways, I hated that.
With when you play on PS4 or PS3, you can triple the speed of the game, right?
Yeah, I know.
Even then it was too slow?
Even then, because then this is the thing. It is actually real time, so you need to think about what you're doing.
Yeah, so you can't have it too fast.
Exactly, and you can't like toggle it backwards and forwards as quickly as you need to. So,
you're right.
Or maybe you can. I didn't mess with it too much, if I'm being honest. But I couldn't do it.
That's fine.
But that's only an honorable mention. The winner is Killzone Shadowfall.
Yeah.
That was a painful experience.
Yeah, it was.
sorry, Gorilla. You did a bad thing. It was not a good game, and it was not fun to play.
Yeah,
it was painful.
It was painful.
It was not a good time. So that would be mine. But it was mostly bad because, like you said...
It was a game that I fell asleep through 3 or 4 times.
It's a
and
game.
it's an action game.
It's only action.
And it's short.
There's not a lot of games that when I die, I'm so upset that I just go to bed. Like, it was literally the kind of thing where I would play it, and I just was like, my wife would ask me if I wanted to watch a movie. She'd ask if I wanted to read something or if I wanted to play another game, and I'd just say, no, I'm going to bed. I can't do anything else because this game killed me.
I know how you feel.
So, you're welcome, Killzone. That's what you get. A slap on the wrist. But tell me, Chris, what was your biggest surprise of the generation? Oh, not the generation, excuse me. But the game that surprised you the most?
Can you guess?
Dude, let me think. Oh, it's got to be What Remains of Edith Finch, but that's not going to be your answer because that's not 2020.
Yeah.
Although I think that would be a contender were it not for 2020. Let me think. A game that surprised you in 2020. I can't even think of the games you've played now. Tell me.
Bunger.
Oh,
it
baby.
was Bug Snacks.
I totally
love this game. And like, I thought that I would never play this game.
I convinced you to play it.
You did.
And I haven't even finished it.
And you were like, this game's actually pretty fun. And then I started it and I couldn't stop. And I got the platinum.
That's right, baby.
This game is so clever and cute. And it's like everything I would have. It's like if they did this for Pokemon, I would play Pokemon.
Oh, dude. Could you imagine if
Right?
Pokemon was like Bug Snacks?
Where you're trapping them and engaging them and
You're
feeding them
in a
to
giant
people.
umbrella and eating them and you become them. Come on, Nintendo, take notes.
This game had really good voice acting.
I love Philbo.
It had great DualSense controls,
Features.
I guess. Features, yeah, features. And it didn't matter that the game looked bland.
It didn't need to be more than it was.
Yeah.
I think that this game got a really bad rap.
And I think because it went free, I'm happy it did because a lot more people played it. And that's the only reason why you and I played it.
I would never have bought this game.
Never.
Like, no offense, but it just did not get advertised in the correct way.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Like, I don't like the song. It's like Quiero Quiero Bonito or whatever
It's just not enjoyable.
the band is. But
Sorry,
everything
guys.
else was just, it was so charming. I couldn't stop playing it. And it was it's like, it was something I needed to balance out platinuming Demon Souls.
Yeah.
So it just worked out, you know?
You know what?
It's a great game.
If you were to do the ad campaign
Mm-hmm.
for Bug Snacks, what would you have done differently?
I would have made it like fast food commercials.
Ooh.
Where the people started turning into the food.
Dude! You should be a marketing executive.
Right.
You're
I
a
should.
genius. My
And,
idea
like,
was not nearly
It
as
would
good
be
as that.
like live action. Like you would think it'd like McDonald's or Burger King. And then they start turning into the food. It would be like a really weird, like you've seen Japanese commercials where they're just bizarre and out of this world. It would be like that.
It would be Bunger King.
Yeah, Burger King.
Oh, and dude, they shouldn't even show the game title.
No, not at all.
But like really subtle.
Yeah.
And then just at the end, the screen like fades to black and then just PlayStation.
Hey, if they ever make a Bug Snacks 2, they
Call
know who
us.
to call.
We know that the Bug Snacks executives are listening. So give us a call.
Yeah.
My idea was not nearly as good.
Oh, okay. What was your idea?
Just a dark screen, but just hearing Bunger.
That's terrifying. That'd be like an ad on YouTube
Yes.
where like you think your video is buffering and you just hear Bunger, Bunger, Bunger.
The closer it gets to being buffered, the more he says Bunger. Oh, that would be awesome.
What was your biggest surprise?
Oh, my biggest surprise is like the opposite of Bug Snacks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Bug Snacks is happy and light and like fun and cheery.
Oh.
My biggest surprise was Bloodborne. Born of the Blood. As I've stated many times on this podcast and just like even in this episode,
You don't like hard things.
I don't like doing hard things. Okay? Like I work so I don't have to do hard things, right?
Mhm.
I try to avoid them. when I'm relaxing, I want to relax. And so when I booted up Bloodborne for the first time, I did not think I was going to be a huge fan. I thought I'd start it, and I'd get 5 hours in, and I'd never play it again. I just wanted to be able to say I'd played it, because everyone, like, you know, the way people react when you say you haven't played Bloodborne?
Mm-hmm.
People act like you, like, just killed their child. They're not happy with you. And so that's pretty much the reason I got this game.
It's like people react in the same way they would think, like, you never had a birthday party before.
Yes. That's exactly
like,
what it's
what?
like. What?
That's insane.
How did you not do it, you know? And that's what it was like.
You must be hated.
Now I hate you too. But Bloodborne, it just totally subverted my expectations.
Sure.
I thought I wouldn't like it, and it totally changed my mind. It became one of my favorite games of all time. I love Bloodborne.
Did you beat it?
I did. Yeah, I beat it.
Really?
I was on the way to platinum it. I was halfway through my second run, and I'd done about half the chalice dungeons.
Wow.
And I'd gotten all of the items.
Uh-huh.
And I needed, the only weapon I had left was the claws that you get in the chalice dungeons.
Yeah.
So I actually was pretty darn close to the platinum.
Wow.
All things considered.
One day we should go back and I'll help you with that.
And I'd like to. That's a game I mean to go back and platinum, because, like I said, it really did change my perspective on games. And it changed my perspective of myself.
Did you ever play online on Bloodborne?
No.
Me neither. And I've told that to people, and people think I'm insane.
Again? I already played the game. Stop being mean to me.
No,
know
like
what I mean?
having people help you with bosses.
Oh, no. Now I never had people help me. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I should have done that.
It's something that, like, I didn't use help until, like, later this year.
Interesting.
Just for fun. And because the trophies forced me to.
Can I tell you a weird experience I had playing Bloodborne?
Yes.
It was a scary experience.
Oh.
Not in the way you might think.
Oh.
I was playing Bloodborne, and the only boss that I had to fight more than once was the Cleric Beast.
The first boss.
The first boss.
Okay.
I think I had to retry the daughter of Ebrietas a couple times, and I had to retry like one other boss. But other than that...
Is that the daughter of the Cosmos?
Yes. She's horrible. I had to retry her, and then I had to retry twice with like 2 other bosses. But pretty much every boss, I beat my first try.
Wow.
And so I began to be afraid. Not of the game, but of myself.
Oh.
I was too good.
I
was too good. What had happened?
Then why are you afraid of Sekiro?
I don't know. It's just different.
Okay.
This is what I mean. I'm afraid
that you're going to play that and you're going to suck.
That I'm not going to be good anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was so good.
That's how I feel like with every single entry of Call of Duty.
Dude, I understand that.
You know, it's like...
Going online.
I'm like, I had such a good record. And now I'm going to go into this new one. What if I have a bad record?
What if I'm not as good?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But no, I pwn everybody.
But yeah, I scared myself with how good I was at Bloodborne.
Yeah. That's cool.
I love that game.
So I had to retry a lot. So one day we should talk about all the Soulsborne games, but...
Which I've only played Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So I need to go back and play all of them, because I want to.
Yeah. So as you know, I did not like any of these games until Neo. Yes.
You had a similar experience to me, I think.
Yeah, it's like, it just didn't click with me. And I didn't understand, like, I'm this dumb kid. Like, why is it so hard? Why would anyone want to play this? Why is my health shrinking every time I die?
It's Dark Souls 2.
I hate Dark Souls 2 still. But for some reason, Samurais and Soulsborne clicked with me. And I loved Neo. And I got the platinum for it. That was my first Souls platinum.
Which is a crazy platinum to get.
Yeah, people always say it was harder than Bloodborne, which I don't agree with. They also, like, people also said, like, Sekiro was harder. I don't agree with that either. But I played Neo, and then I went to Bloodborne and got the platinum there.
So good.
You know? And, yeah, I mean, those games are just so good. But we should move on.
To something negative.
Biggest
dud.
What's yours?
I can tell you... Okay, I'll tell you 2 honorable mentions really quick. First one, Jedi Fallen Order. I think it was a big dud.
We share that one as an honorable mention.
That's good. That's good. And it deserves that. You get another slap on the wrist respawn.
It's only an honorable mention because I wasn't expecting anything out of it. Let's just say that.
I understand that. And I'll tell you another one that actually did hurt me, that I expected more from.
Okay.
And that was Cold War.
Oh,
Honorable
I didn't
mention.
even think about that. Yeah.
Because I felt really burnt by Cold War.
We've been burnt by Treyarch twice in a row now.
That's why I'm telling you, man, I'm an IW boy.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't do it anymore. Anyways, but I don't want to talk too much about that.
Yeah.
Because they're just an honorable mention. The biggest dud for Josh goes to Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oof.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a smelly little treat you got.
Do you
for me
smell
there.
that, Shepard?
You smell that, Shep? Not good. BioWare's been making lots of dookies recently.
Ooh.
But to me, this is the biggest one. And I know it's not BioWare proper, but oh my gosh. And I'm a giant Mass Effect fan.
Yes, you are.
I love Mass Effect 1 and 2. I defend the Mako from Mass Effect 1 like an idiot. I love Mass Effect. And so when I played Mass Effect Andromeda, it was probably one of the first games that I played on the PS4 when I got back.
Yeah.
It's like they took something I loved and they just ripped the soul out of it. And also the game feel.
Mm-hmm.
So it just felt bad and it was lifeless. And it's like a movie adaptation of a book series you loved as a kid. But the movie series is not good. Like Percy Jackson movies compared to the books.
Uh-huh.
You never read those because you were busy with the Constitution, but
Yeah.
our audience will have read them because they're normal. Feel bad.
I don't.
That's okay. But that's my answer. Does that make sense to you?
That makes so much sense.
It was a huge letdown. So for me, that was my biggest dud. What was yours? Because it wasn't Jedi. And it wasn't Cold War.
No.
Oh, is it? Ooh. Does it start with a Cyb?
No.
Interesting.
Because Cyberpunk was a game that I also didn't have expectations for.
Me too.
I went with 0.
I'm a little too cynical for Cyberpunk.
And even with 0, I still felt hurt.
But tell me what yours is then. Now I'm really curious.
Only because I feel like they did this for a reason. And it's Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Oh, I could see that.
I felt like they rushed through it so that they could start 4 Remake.
I gotta catch that hype train.
And to finish up Village.
Oh yeah, I think so.
And it was a good game, but it's too short. Nemesis wasn't like Mr. X. He doesn't follow you around. He just pops up not randomly. It's scripted every time he pops up.
It's like more quote unquote cinematic. Right?
It's almost more cinematic, but it's almost like,
but it's not scary because you know when it's coming.
It's almost like a rail shooter.
Oh.
It's the same stuff every time you go through it. Nothing's different. Mr. X just brought that spontaneous mystery and life to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you never knew what was around the corner even through multiple playthroughs. But I played Resident Evil 3 or 4 times for the platinum, and it was the same every time. And there's sad. Just they cut major portions of the game out from the original, and the game suffered for it. Hopefully it's to make a better 4, because that is ultimately a more important game.
Yeah. And
they can't screw that one up.
I think that if they screwed up Resident Evil 4, there'd be a revolution. There would be blood. There's
going to be heads falling at Capcom.
It would be a bad time.
Or heads rolling, yeah.
I understand, but you're right. Because granted, I didn't play Resident Evil 3, but it was a big deal. A lot of people felt like it was...
And it's this, people are right. This could have just been DLC for Resident Evil 2.
Exactly. That's what I heard. I heard many, many times that it's a long DLC.
It's not even the long DLC. It's just there.
It's like eating a meal at a French restaurant. They serve the duck, but it's a very small duck.
It's a very small duck, and so you try to pick at it to make it last longer.
But the duck's already gone.
But it had... I feel like the middle portion of the game is the weakest, but the beginning was pretty good and strong. And the very ending was pretty strong too.
It's good.
It's still on the RE engine. It looks beautiful. I think RE Engine is probably one of the most impressive engines today.
Looks crazy.
Yeah, and
oh, we should have had an award for the prettiest game.
oh, well, we can still do that. I can think of one really quickly. What was I going to say? Oh, I like seeing these little things in games where I see they're trying something new in like an interstitial game. It's like in between two really important ones. It's like Spiderman Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I'm playing. You play through it and you see things where it's like, oh, this is going to come back in the sequel.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be tweaked a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Resident Evil 3, where I see little things that they're trying out that I know is going to be in Resident Evil 4 in some capacity.
Yeah.
Also, World War II did it with their zombies.
Oh,
they were
yes.
testing stuff out for the Black Ops 4 zombies.
Really?
You could just tell, like, in one of the later DLCs for World War II, it was a ship. Like, one of the zombies maps was on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they had to get the boat mechanics right and how it worked. And then in Black Ops 4, the Titanic map, yeah. Like, I don't know if this is intentional, but it's just what I see. I see those patterns, or I like to think that I do.
Yeah, and then you just know, like, oh, this is going to come back.
Yeah. And there's, and since I am very familiar with Resident Evil 4, I see things like there's a few, I think there's one part where it's like a last stand and you're barricaded and like the zombies are just pouring through the windows, and there's a very iconic, or maybe not iconic scene, but just, there's a scene just like that in Resident Evil 4. Yeah. So I felt like they were trying to get that working with the new engine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then you're also playing two different characters in Resident Evil 3. You play as Leon and Ashley in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that, you know? And I'm excited to see what Resident Evil 4 is. But I think Resident Evil 3 is just overshadowed by Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 2 was just monumental. It was huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
Okay, now, next is
the best FPS experience.
Oh, yeah. Mine's easy.
It's easy. Warzone.
Doom.
Nah.
Yeah.
Doom's my runner-up.
Warzone was my runner-up.
I see.
I feel like Doom just did special things. They just did different things. They were trying new things.
I get it.
But, like, I agree. Like, Call of Duty Warzone just feels so good. And
it feels so natural.
It was so drastic from playing Killzone and then going to Warzone, and it was like, oh my gosh.
But Doom's awesome.
Yeah, Doom is
And
good.
I didn't play Eternal. My runner-up was Doom 2016.
So mine is Doom Eternal.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Doom Eternal's crazy.
I need to play it. Or I guess I have played it at your place once or twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think those are the two rightful ones to be at the top.
Yeah.
Warzone and iterations of
I feel like you could, for me, you can switch out Doom and COD. They're basically even.
Well, it depends on how you feel, what you want, you know? Because they play very differently, obviously. But that was an easy one.
Yeah.
And now for the hard one. The Game of the Year.
Game of the Year. But before we move on, speaking of Resident Evil 4 Remake, I want to pitch you my what I think the teaser trailer should be, or the reveal trailer of it should be.
For 4.
For 4.
4.
Now, how familiar are you with Resident Evil 4? Like, just so, like, when I explain these things, you know what they are.
There's the village, there's chainsaw guys.
Perfect. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. So I always thought, like, so imagine you're with Jeff Keighley. You're at the VGAs.
I'm with Jeff.
There's no splash screen for any Capcom, no dev, no nothing. Just a black screen. World premiere.
There we go. Thank you, Jeff.
And just slowly you hear people shouting and a lot of footsteps tap, tapping away. Yeah, exactly. You hear people just talking in the distance. You start hearing a bell ring, you know? Yeah. And then the yelling starts getting louder and louder. And you hear the Ahí está! Right?
Yeah.
And then it's a smash cut to Dr. Salvador revving the chainsaw.
Ooh.
And like all you see is the chainsaw revving, and it just says Resident Evil 4.
That'd be dope.
Or 4 Remake.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool, man.
I like that.
Just simple. If you see it, you know what it is.
Hear that, Capcom?
Hire me.
Hire us right now.
Or take my idea.
Take Chris's
and make
idea.
me feel good.
Hire Chris, but take me with you.
Yes.
That's a great idea. I like that a lot.
You know, just simple.
Simple. Come on, Capcom.
Like, if that was all we saw for another year, I would be happy.
Oh, yeah. Just know it's happening, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But not like Mass Effect.
But not like Mass Effect.
We don't want to talk about that. That's the second...
Mass Effect will continue.
Shut up. Shut up, BioWare. Of course it's going to continue. Oh, I'm so mad.
Yeah, they still make Dragon Age games, but no more Mass Effect.
I know.
Like, who cares about Dragon Age?
Come on, let's be real.
Okay, we'll stop here.
That made me so mad. That was my other biggest dud, was the Mass Effect trailer. But whatever.
Whatever. But we'll move on to Game of the Year.
Game of the Year. Year.
I have a top 10 of this year. Do you have a list of that magnitude?
Is yours that big? Sorry. I've got a number 1, a number 2, and then just a list of the other games I've played. Because I haven't played a giant amount of games from this year.
Okay.
But how about you go all the way up till 2?
Okay, sounds good. Can you guess?
I would love to guess. Should
Please.
I guess 10 to...
Please,
10 to
yeah,
1?
let's see what you got.
All right, I'm not going to put them in order, but I'm just going to guess what would be on your list.
What's number 10?
Gosh, what are you doing, man? What's number 10?
Yeah.
I think Warzone should be on there.
It didn't come out this year.
It did.
It did?
Warzone launched 2020.
No.
I know.
Dude, this year has been so long.
Right? Yeah, that was the beginning of this year.
You're right.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Because I looked it up.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so I guess it's on your list because you didn't remember that it's 2020. But that would have been one of my guesses.
You know, I'll make that number 10.
Yeah, get out of here, number 10.
So, you want to know what number 10 was?
Was it Astro? What was it?
Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
No, I take it
See
back.
what you've done.
No, Cloud. Well, that's sad. That hurt me.
What's number 9?
What's number 9? Oh, 2020. Dude, I don't know. Let me say. I gotta know what games.
Dun, dun.
Oh, Maneater?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, number 8. It's a remake.
It's a remake?
It's a remake.
I'm so stupid. I know what it is, but it's not in my brain. Tell me.
Mafia Definitive Edition.
Interesting choice.
That was a great game.
I'm interested by that.
It's
a fascinating choice.
It's definitely better than the other two.
It's better than Mass Effect 2, or not Mass Effect 2. It's not.
What's number 7?
Number 7 is...
Think newer, but not as big.
Miles.
No.
No, it's going to be higher up on the list. See, this thing, I don't have the list of 2020 games in front of me, so I just don't...
Oh. I'm sorry. Wait. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. Bug Snacks is number 7.
Interesting. I like that. Bug Snacks.
Number 6.
Demon Souls.
Same letter.
Days Gone. That's 2019.
Yeah.
The Darkness 2.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Number 5. You've said it already.
I don't remember what I've said.
Miles Morales. Number 4. This is where it gets a little
dicey. The Last of Us Part 2.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah, get yeeted, boy.
Number 3.
I feel like I've said this one too.
It's a remake.
It's a remake? I feel like I just said it and I'm just not remembering. Did I already say it?
I don't think so. I wasn't listening to you.
No one does. I can't.
Demon Souls
Demon
Remake.
Souls. I knew I said it. Darn it.
Okay, so
It's because it doesn't have remake in the name.
what's your number 2?
Oh yeah, I forgot I have a list. First of all, let me give you my honorable mentions,
Oh, please.
which are simply the games I've played from this year. So they're not actually even close to being my favorite. Here we are. All right. Astro's Playroom, Call of Duty Cold War, Squadrons, Bugsnax, Among Us, because that's a thing, Miles, Demon Souls, The Pathless, and Animal Crossing. Those are all games that I've either played for like an hour or I've been exposed to for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I haven't like finished. So I can't really count them, right?
Yeah,
Besides
sure.
Astros and Cold War. But my game of the year, my honorable mention is Final Fantasy VII Remake. You see that coming?
That's the honorable mention?
That's not the one. That's not number 1.
It's number 2?
It's number 2.
Wow.
Talking about my game that was most important to me in the year. The best game of the year. The game that gave me the most enjoyment.
Yeah.
So no, it's not number 1. It's number 2.
Wow.
What about you? Wait, let me guess. Number 2. Because I feel like Ghost is number 1. Ghost is going to be number 1. So what's number 2?
Is it?
Yes.
Ghost of Tsushima is number 2.
Who am I? Who are
Who
you?
are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who's this imposter?
Ghost of Tsushima, number 1 and number 2 can probably be switched out, but number 1 has hit me differently.
Really? What is this game?
I will tell you. Be patient.
No.
But Ghost of Tsushima, it came right after The Last of Us Part 2. That's when I played it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. I didn't cry a single tear in The Last of Us Part 2.
Interesting.
And I wanted to.
Ooh.
I wanted to open myself up to The Last of Us. But the story that the Part 2 was giving me was more of a story of anger and hate.
Yeah. So
I was closed off because all I wanted to do was kill.
Yeah.
You know? I wasn't protecting anybody. But Ghost of Tsushima, its intro made me cry a really good cry. Like, I haven't cried that well
good one
in a while.
Yeah, I understand.
And it was just so I played the entire game in the Kurosawa mode. So black and white, Japanese film grain. So like if you look at all my trophy pictures, they're all in black and white.
That's so cool.
And there's just a few, like the main story is pretty dang good. The very beginning is great. Like when you see the title in the game, you'll experience it one day. It's amazing, especially if you're wearing like headphones.
Can you give me the main theme?
No.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
It's too beautiful.
Which the soundtrack in this game is perfect. And then the ending made me cry. Also.
Yeah.
And then there's like a couple side quests that you find. I don't want to spoil it for you.
But that are very good.
That are very good. And one of them was near and dear to my heart. I feel like I talk about her a lot, but it's my grandma.
Yeah.
Like, it just reminded me of her. And I mean, you'll see it when you play it. Hopefully, one day.
I'm excited. I mean to play it. That's definitely at the top of my backlog.
That's good.
Of games I don't own yet. So it's actually at the bottom.
So yeah. Do you want me to give my number 1 or do you want to go?
I want you to try to guess my number 1. You'll never guess it.
God of War.
No. That's
Horizon.
From 2020.
Oh, it's from
It's
2020?
From 2020.
Whoa.
This is my 2020 game of the year.
Whoa. Everybody's Golf?
It should be. No.
What is it?
My game of 2020 is Warzone.
Wow.
Weird.
I mean, it's a great game.
But I just... Thinking
a lot of
about
memories.
Like, the game that truly gave me the best time is just like the game that connected me with you.
Yeah, goofing off all the time. And
yeah, like... Because I love Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it didn't provide me with it didn't fulfill my needs like I did, like Warzone did, just because of the way 2020 affected all of us.
Yeah.
With separation, and you can't be with anybody, and it felt like it really connected me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what Death Stranding would have been if I played Death Stranding earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a game that really connected me with people, and it like filled a hole that 2020 created.
Sure.
And so I think Warzone, and obviously it's a great game, but for those reasons, it was my game of 2020.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's yours?
The Pathless.
Ooh, have you finished it?
No.
Ooh, hello.
I haven't even finished it, and it's my game of the year.
That's wild.
This game is so simple, yet so beautiful. Has an amazing soundtrack, and honestly, I didn't like it when just first playing it.
Really?
And that could have been because Cyberpunk was coming out, or I wanted to get into Demon Souls. So it's like I tried it, and I was like, I'll get to this some other day, some other time, you know. But I'm a little over halfway, and it's just been an amazing experience. It's very tight. It reminds me of Shadow of the Colossus, which is another one of my favorite games of all time. And yeah, it's a really special game that its beauty is what sells it for me. And how everything flows together so well. It's not a blockbuster hit like The Last of Us or Ghost. It's not as beautiful as The Last of Us or Ghost. But those are different beauties, you know. It
speaks to you on a different level, in a different way.
And I hope you feel the same way when you play it more.
I'm pretty sure I will. Like, my expectations have been brought quite high by you, obviously. But at the same time, this was the game that caught my attention the most as I've watched all the PS5 conferences.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the game that stuck with me. So, having never played it, I agree that it certainly is going to be a fantastic game. And I wish it was more well seen, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it was
well received by like critics, but no one's buying it, I don't think.
That's not the impression I get, at least.
Yeah.
And so we hope to do an episode on The Pathless really soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to really bang it out, get through it. And...
What if the ending is just terrible and it's not my game of the year anymore?
Oh, man. We're going to have to do an entire other episode.
Another episode.
The actual game of the year.
So that's our games of the year. But I was going to go down games of the generation.
Exactly.
Of the entire PS4 catalog.
This isn't just
Top
the
10
end of 2020. This is the end of the PS4.
Which is crazy.
I know.
It was only 7 years ago that it came
into our lives.
And now it's gone.
Hello, and thank you for listening to the first half of the Futon Talks Game Awards. This time we talked about the game of the year, but next time we have an even bigger, more important discussion, and that's about the game of the generation. So we hope to see you next time for the second half of the Futon Talks Game Awards for the game of the generation. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Strawberry? Strawberry.
Thank you so much for coming to Bungertown, for meeting with Strawby. Please give Strawby and Bunger a home by helping us. Just donate a teeny bit. Subscribe to Patreon. Drop a little bit. Press the like button. Subscribe. Help Bunger out. Do it for Bunger. Bunger. History.